Have you ever wondered why some people just seem to push others away without even realizing it? It's rarely about malice. It's about the quiet, everyday habits that slowly build invisible walls between us. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only recognize these patterns in yourself, but you'll also know exactly how to break them for good. 10 habits that make people instantly dislike you. Most people who are disliked aren't bad people. They're not actively trying to push others away. But somewhere along the way, they develop habits, usually as coping mechanisms, that create distance, distrust, and even discomfort in the people around them. Today, I'm going to walk you through 10 of the most common ones. Number 1, you make everything about yourself. There's a clear difference between relating to someone and redirecting the conversation back to yourself. When someone shares something personal and you immediately respond with your own story without acknowledging theirs first, people feel invisible. Psychologists call this conversational narcissism, and research by sociologist Charles Derber shows it's one of the most common yet least noticed social habits. It's rarely about ego. More often, it's anxiety, filling the silence, trying to connect, or simply not knowing how to sit with someone else's experience. But the impact remains the same, even when your intentions are good. Number 2, you give advice when people just want to be heard. This one comes from a good place, but it can be deeply damaging. When someone comes to you with a problem and you immediately jump into solution mode, you're unintentionally communicating that their feelings are inconvenient and need to be fixed. What most people need first isn't a solution. It's attunement, a calm presence that simply says, "I'm with you in this." Giving advice often serves the advice giver more than the receiver. It's a way to manage your own discomfort with someone else's pain. The emotionally mature response is learning to hold space for them first. Number 3, you one-up people. Someone shares good news, and you have better news. Someone shares a struggle, and yours was harder. This habit destroys connection faster than almost anything else because it communicates one thing very clearly: I'm competing with you, not connecting with you. Number 4, you are chronically late. Constantly showing up late sends a quiet message to everyone around you that your time matters more than theirs. Over time, it erodes trust and builds silent resentment, even in people who never say a word. Research on punctuality shows it's deeply tied to how valued people feel in a relationship. It's never really about the minutes. It's about the message. Though I will note that this can vary by culture. Western cultures generally prioritize strict punctuality, while many Eastern and Middle Eastern cultures tend to have a more fluid, relationship-focused approach to time. Number 5, you never ask questions. Pay close attention in your next conversation. How many genuine questions do you actually ask the other person? Not just polite filler while you wait for your turn to speak. Harvard research found that people who ask more questions, especially thoughtful follow-ups, are rated significantly more likable. Why? Because questions communicate something powerful. You matter enough for me to be curious about you. When you dominate a conversation without genuine curiosity, people start to feel like an audience, not a person. Number 6, you are a chronic complainer. Everyone vents sometimes, and that's completely normal. But when negativity becomes a defining personality trait, it creates a specific kind of social drain that people instinctively pull away from. Psychologists call it emotional contagion. Our nervous systems literally absorb and mirror the emotional states of the people around us. Number 7, you use humor to deflect vulnerability. Humor is one of the most socially intelligent tools we have, but when it becomes a defense mechanism, when every tender or vulnerable moment gets quickly turned into a joke, it keeps people at arm's length without them even knowing why. They laugh, but they never feel close to you. This pattern usually develops in environments where vulnerability wasn't safe, where emotions were met with ridicule or dismissal. So you learn to beat people to the punchline before they could ever use your feelings against you. Number 8, you make people feel judged. This is a subtle one. It's not always about what you say, it's about your presence. A slight tension, a raised eyebrow, a certain kind of silence that makes people feel like they're being evaluated. Often, highly self-critical people do this without realizing it because the same internal judge they apply to themselves gets projected onto everyone around them. People are extraordinarily sensitive to judgment. Research on psychological safety confirms that when people feel evaluated instead of accepted, they immediately put up emotional walls. Number 9, you never take accountability. Nothing erodes trust faster than someone who cannot say, "I was wrong," or "I'm sorry." It tells people that protecting your image matters more to you than the relationship itself. Psychologists link the inability to take accountability to a fragile self-concept, where admitting a mistake feels like a threat to your entire identity, not just a normal part of being human. Meanwhile, people who own their mistakes are consistently rated as more trustworthy, more mature, and more likable. Accountability requires courage, and courage naturally commands respect. Number 10, you don't make people feel good about themselves. There's a well-known principle in social psychology. People don't always remember what you said or what you did, but they will always remember how you made them feel. Research by psychologist William Swan found that we're naturally drawn to people who make us feel seen, valued, and affirmed. Conversely, people who leave you feeling slightly diminished, overlooked, or less confident after a conversation get quietly avoided over time. For example, imagine opening up to a friend about an insecurity. Instead of validating you or lifting you up, they either agree with your doubt or say nothing. It leaves you feeling worse about yourself, and over time, it slowly erodes the foundation of that friendship. If you're ready to dive deeper into the psychology of connection and learn how to become truly magnetic, especially in love and relationships, I've put together a comprehensive course called Finding Love. All the details are waiting for you in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and join us here on Beneath Attraction, where we break down the hidden psychology of human connection, one truth at a time. See you in the next video.